Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 24. Um, when we left off, I had just hired a new coach because our old one retired. I said I would go ahead and do all the scheme stuff offline. So he's a West Coast power run guy, base 4-3. I did switch it to the base 4-3 rather than the 4-3 under, because the 4-3 under is a almost like a multiple set. We're using 3-4, 4-3. So I went ahead and just stuck with the base 4-3, which is what we've been using. For offensive playbook, I decided to go with Chicago's playbook because I'm a big fan of using play action. And out of all the West Coast power run playbooks, this is the only one that I've seen that really uses play action. Most of them are, using the running game to wear down the defense and passing to short and intermediate routes. Most of them left out the use of play action. So I wanted play action to be a big part of our offense. We run the ball, establish the run, and then bring them in, use play action to go deep. So based off of the description of the playbook, I felt like this matches most what I want to do with the team. Defensively, I went with Sean Payton's playbook for a few reasons. First, it's a 4-3 playbook that has a 46 set in it. That way, we can definitely stop the run. Now, I know in today's NFL, stopping the run isn't as big of a deal as stopping the pass. But when you get in those situations where it's like, 3rd and 1 or even 4th and 1, or you're on the goal line, you got to be able to stop the run. So I figured the 46 would come in handy there. Now, this is also one of the few playbooks, at least for 4-3 scheme, that also has the dime, dollar, nickel, and quarter sets, which are pass prevention sets, pass defenses. So not only does it have a set to address the run game, but it also has almost all the extra defensive back sets to defend the pass as well. So I went ahead and selected that playbook. I think we're going to have a lot of success with both of these playbooks. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and continue forward. Let's look at what we have and what we need. I don't think we really need that much. We have all the positions pretty much filled. The only thing is a couple positions we need our players to progress, that being halfback, center here. I think we're okay on the defensive line. We do need Pearson to progress a little bit, but he's not that far behind. Cummings is getting old, but he's still good, so he'll still produce for us. With that said, he's in the last year of his contract, and I'm not going to be able to afford to pay him the money that he's going to want in the future. He's going to want big money because he's still a good linebacker, but he's going to be regressing, and we're up against it as far as the salary cap and just overall funds goes. So Roman Cummings might be one of the casualties. We need Anthony Coles to progress. Gerald Brown has taken a big step backwards, so I could actually potentially replace him this year in the draft. And this is the last year of his contract as well, so it's probably beneficial that I find someone to replace Brown at right outer linebacker. At cornerback, we're good. Now, actually, maybe not good. I do need a better second cornerback. However, if you look at this guy's man coverage, the guy we lost, Barden, I think his name was, his man coverage was only a 79. Yes, he had better zone coverage, but we're not losing too much off of our man coverage. And Judge's play recognition is still pretty high. He's a little slower, though, so I could use an upgrade at cornerback, but I don't have to go into the season desperately finding one. We're good at our safeties as well. So it looks like right outer linebacker, possibly left outer linebacker, and cornerback should be the three biggest areas that I look to improve on in the draft, which is also going to help us because those my left and right outer linebackers are two guys we're not going to have to re-sign. There is, however, a few people that I am going to have to re-sign. And let me show you that here. So our cornerback Wise, we're going to have to bring him back. And then our halfback Fitzpatrick. So maybe I do look at bringing in another power halfback that could progress. Or, hope that Fitzpatrick doesn't want that much. Pearson is going to have to be re-signed because he's going to progress into someone worth keeping. Irving, I would love to keep Irving, but we're really good at our safeties, and I'm not going to be able to afford to pay Irving. And Sermons is gone. So actually, you know what? It's probably best that I bring in a power running back. Now, the other thing is I don't have a first-round pick. So when we get to the draft, I may have to, and I'm just going to skip signing free agents. But anyway, I may have to look into trading some players away to get high enough picks to select someone that can help us. So as I go into scouting here, I'm just going to look at what's going to be available in the first round and what can help us. Ricky Childs would help us. We could use offensive line, but it's not a big area that I need to address. I'm going to go ahead and scout this guy just because. This middle linebacker is someone that we could draft and then move to an outer linebacker position. They always go down in overall when they go from outer linebacker to middle linebacker. So I'm assuming he's a better. He'd go up in overall if we move him from middle to outside. That guy does not have the speed to play at linebacker. This guy could help us. Now, left outer linebacker, I believe it wants pass coverage. Right outer linebacker wants run stopper. So these guys here that are pass rushers, and I've even scouted a couple up there. They might be good, but they're not exactly going to be what we need. So I'll take a look at this guy with the next week, but I think he might be first round talent as well. That was right outer linebacker, correct? Yes. Yeah, I had a feeling he'd be first round talent. Let me just go ahead and scout these guys while I'm here. Okay, so I had that switch. It's left outer linebackers run stopper, right outer linebackers pass coverage. But just like how this game doesn't spawn any route running wide receivers, it also rarely spawns pass coverage outer linebackers. I could potentially scout pass coverage middle linebackers and see if they'll transition well to the outside. But it doesn't look like there's even any pass coverage middle. Oh, there we go. 6th and 7th round. All right, so we'll take another look at linebackers here. And I do have all the cornerbacks scouted, I believe. Yes. Might be worth taking a look at. I'm going to just scout these two pass coverage guys. Neither of them look worth taking. I have to be a little selective of who I scout because I am now out of scouting points. So He has a second round grade. He might not be bad to pick up later, but he's probably not going to be effective for us. He has a first round grade. He's the one we can get later with the second round grade. Cornerbacks. Alright, so if I take a look at everybody that I added to my... I thought I added more. Guess I didn't add more. Alright, and then halfback. That's a really bad year for power backs. We'll have to hope that we can get a good power back next year. So, I guess out of this entire draft, these are the 4 guys that I've scouted that have a first round talent that I'm actually interested in taking. Now, he's projected to be a second round guy, probably won't be available when we pick in the second round. And he's projected to be a third round, so I could potentially get him with our second round pick. If I want either of these guys, I'm going to have to trade up to get them. Let's just take a look at their stats. So he's projected to be an early first rounder, but I'm not seeing anything that really jumps off the page. He's also early first round. I think he'll help us more. Late first round. And this guy's actually early first round, so could potentially trade up to like the middle of the second round to get this guy. He might not be available with our second round pick because sometimes the computer is smart and drafts people ahead of their projected round. I'm going to need a high pick if I want to get Quincy, though. Ricky Childs is probably going to be one of the first people taken. So if we look at the projected things, Ricky Childs is projected to be the number 1 pick, and he is an early first round talent. Quincy is projected to be about the 12th pick, but he'll probably go earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if he went top 5, so let's see how the top 4 play out and then maybe trade up to the top 5. Or up to the 5th pick, I mean.
The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock.
Alright, so Childs is still available. Oops.
The Colts are now on the clock.
Alright, there went Childs. He ended up being a 74. Probably just as good, if not better, than what our second cornerback is. But he would have been that second to third quarterback. I would have had to start him over the other guy.
The Falcons are now
Alright, so the Falcons. Let's see if we can get the Falcons pick here. What is their middle linebacker? Oh yeah, they could definitely use a middle linebacker. Do I have anything they can use? I don't think I have anything spare that they could use. I mean, I could probably get something for Tolliver. In fact, maybe I throw him in there to see. But right tackle, yeah, they're not going to want him. Right guard, not going to want him. Left end, won't want him. Strong safety, they won't want him. I could move Irving to strong safety and then try trading him, but I don't want to do that. Let's see how close Given and Tolliver gets us. Okay, so that gets us a little close. About Tolliver in 2 third rounds.
How come nobody's at the podium?
Okay.
That's because both teams are right now.
So it sucks losing our backup quarterback who would have been good, but we can now get that middle linebacker.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Okay, so ended up being the 4th best talent in the draft, 76 overall with the hidden development. We'll move. I mean, I might almost be able to keep him at middle linebacker and move the other guy out. We'll see how that all plays out. Let's go ahead and go to our next pick and hope that that other cornerback is there.
Nighthawks are now on the clock.
He is. So that's where I wanted to take him.
Patriots are now on the clock.
He's a 76 as well, 5th overall talent in the draft. So, oh man, that man coverage is so low. Well, we'll have to build up his man coverage so that he is good. But once that man coverage comes up, he's going to be a really good cornerback. We don't have a 3rd round pick.
The Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
I'm just going to tag a couple guys so that I can get rid of this hold to reorder bug. All right. I need another linebacker still. And now I also need a backup cornerback. Let's see what the best available is here, though. We're in the 4th round, so I should just go by scouted. We're in the 4th round, so anybody 4th or higher would be technically worth taking. Oh, I forgot to draft him, and I had enough, or scout him. I had enough points to do it too. Same with him, and I had enough points for that. Well, there's a run-stopping defensive tackle, and there's a wide receiver that has a 2nd round grade. Let me go ahead and just add them to the draft board here. I didn't scout any quarterbacks, did I? No, I didn't. All right. Oh, how about halfback? Okay, I am not taking a halfback. And you know what? I didn't even think about using my other outer linebackers to trade up. That's okay. We'll trade them for next year's draft picks. There's not really anybody I want. So let's consider some of these guys here. We have this pick, 5th, a couple 6s. This guy's supposed to be good, so I guess I'll take him, and then next round grab this guy.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
So he's a 70. Definitely needs more route running. We'll see if we can develop him into a slot guy. I mean, he already is a slot guy, so we'll have to just keep developing that.
The Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
Oops. And the other guy's not available, so I don't think there's anybody else that I really want. So I'll go ahead and trade these picks away. 125, 123, 118.
Well, wait, looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming.
Whoops. 127, 125.
Well, if you're wondering what the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming here. The Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
21.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
And then with this this pick
The
here,
Oklahoma City Nighthawks
go ahead
are
and
now
just
on the
take a
clock.
quarterback, just so we have one on the roster. Who's the tallest? A few 6'3" guys. He's a 6'4", but he's a scrambler. All right, 6'3", 213, 4.1 draft grade. All right, I have absolutely nothing to go off of on these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and take Greg Barton.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
Yeah, 49 overall. All right. So Cole's is technically better, but that's because Quincy's low on morale. He'd be a 76. I don't know which one I want to throw outside. You know what? Cole's had a terrible year at middle linebacker last year, so let's send him to left outer linebacker. We'll let the Quincy develop at middle. All right, Cummings. I am going to make you a right outer linebacker. Okay, and then we'll get rid of Gerald Brown through a trade. In fact, I might just trade away both of them if I can. But this way we have our best linebackers. Yeah, so he jumped from a 77 to a 79. We'll have our best linebackers playing defense here for us. Okay, and Easley's actually good enough to be our second cornerback. So I can get rid of Tongue. And I drafted a wide receiver as well. So I can get rid of Bolden. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'll get rid of Bolden. And our amazing 49 overall guy. To be fair, I feel like he's about as good as I am in real life. So I have a little special connection to him. I feel like I can relate. Like I'd be a 49 overall if I was in Madden. Alright, go ahead and go to the season here. We don't need to pick anybody up to fill in holes. And I don't think I need to cut anyone either. Nope. So, set the depth chart and we'll be ready to go. I'd rather have Willie get the time to develop. So we'll make Willie that backup linebacker. Poor Gerald Brown has done so much for our team, and now all of a sudden he's pretty much benched. I think we're good on the positions here, except I want Irving second. Looks like Fitzpatrick is going to be our feature back for all sets, which means we don't have a good third down guy. But hopefully by third down we only have 1 yard to go. Now I know technically that doesn't mean he only comes in on third downs. It means he comes in passing situations, but still. Yeah, I guess we'll make Shelby the slot guy. Alright, we are ready for our season. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So we'll get to week 8 and then make some trades. Unfortunately, Daniel Irving, our backup safety, is going to be one of those guys we trade, and then our 2 right outer linebackers now. Yes, you need block shedding. Although maybe we'll see where we're at as far as win-loss record when it comes to trading. I can't remember his name now, but the starting right outer linebacker. Because I mean, he is an 87 overall, so he's going to make a big difference for us as the season progresses. So if we have a chance to potentially win a Super Bowl, for one of those top teams, I'll keep him on the team. But if we're, like a 500 team, or if we're struggling, then, or if he's not producing, then I'll go ahead and send him packing. Our offense is clicking. We scored 40 points in our first game, but our defense gave up 35 points. So hopefully we can fix that as time goes on. Joseph Weiss is going to be nice and expensive for us. I'm looking forward to re-signing him. It's Roman Cummings. I apologize, but I will not be re-signing you this year. Maybe he ends up being a free agent. Although with that high of a overall, and the fact that he's an X factor, he might actually get some offers in the off season. All right. Actually, I'm going to scout this receiving back too. Alright, so it's not looking too promising as far as finding our power back of the future. Well, we can get a backup power back pretty late. Okay, I also need to scout linebackers, specifically pass coverage linebackers, but we know how many of those get spawned, so probably not going to have many of those to scout. And my controller's not letting me go down. There we go. Alright, here is the one that I was dreading. So he wants about 20 million a year. What is it with every single player wanting 20 million a year, like the worth quarterback money? Let's see. Bump this up here because that's not enough to get the job done. Actually, one. Okay, now we have 6 years left in this series after this year, so I don't need to sign anybody for longer than 6 years. That would put him at 19.2 million a year, way more than I'd like to pay anybody. But if I'm going to do pay that to anybody, it's probably going to be that guy, as long as he actually accepts a contract. Now, actually, something I completely forgot, and it's a tactic I used for when we were a Tampa 2 team, is I can scout run-stopping safeties and then move them to linebacker as a pass coverage linebacker. So that is an option as well. And actually, take a look at Irving real quick. Because I do really like having Irving on the team. He has 75 strength, so he could play at linebacker. Doesn't really have the block shedding, but if we progress him as a run stopper. So let me actually move him over to right outer linebacker and see just how good he is, because I would like to keep him if I can. He'd be a 79. Just compare him to the other guys here. So speed is about average. Yeah, he's not as good. We could get a better. Right outer linebacker who's young and could develop. What was I going to do other than that? I guess that's it. Alright, Wise. I have to bring this back up to 7.5. Yeah, I had it at 7.75. So I guess I'll bring it up to 8. Even though I don't really want to be spending the signing bonus money. You know what? Drop that to 7.5. Yeah, puts them at exactly 20 million. You know what? That's perfectly fine with me. Go ahead and test free agency. That saves us money. So it's going to be an interesting trade deadline because now I have a really good cornerback that is going to be available. I was looking at linebackers. Hey, I think we found our right outer linebacker. He's a pass coverage guy. Put a star on him. wants me to improve him as an improviser, which I guess would help his break sack. I'd really like to improve his other stats. Oh well. We'll give him some, well, I guess actually scramblers break sack. So throw on the run, throw under pressure, and deep accuracy. You know what? I'd rather just make him a field general. I'll get him to a really high overall as a field general, and then I'll fill in the gaps later as an improviser. We have him for quite a few years still. Alright, you want a lot of money, like $7 million a year. I guess $7 million a year is not bad for a starting running back, which you are a starting running back for us. The problem is, alright, I'm okay with paying him $7 million a year. Alright, so I guess we don't have to worry about too much about drafting a power back. Now, I am still very interested in that receiving back. We haven't seen too many receiving backs available through the draft. We've had to move wide receivers over to running back. So it'd be interesting to see a receiving back that can do well in the receiving game, but also still has the skills to be a running back. Because that's what's been missing from our receiving backs is they weren't good running backs. They could just catch the ball. We have to scout cornerbacks. And luckily there's quite a few first round talents. Now whether or not they're good or not, I couldn't tell you. This guy could be good. He has a B in man coverage and he's a slot guy, so I just have to progress him as a man coverage guy still, but it means he can make the tackle. This guy has a B catching. You know me, I like my cornerbacks that can get some picks. So we'll throw both of them on the list. People I could potentially get, or go for anyway. Tagged him. You're a maybe. And I still have to scout more running backs. Alright, trade deadline time. that's probably not happening, but good luck trying it. All right, now we are 6-0. So as much as I would like to trade those guys away, holy cow, Nick Garrett's having a great year, 17-1. Trading those guys away is going to decimate our defense, I think. Although Wise only doesn't have any interceptions, doesn't have any pass deflections. He does only have 17 catches allowed, which I guess isn't bad. He only has 26 tackles, so I'm wondering how much it would hurt us if I traded him away. Roman Cummings is leading our team in tackles. Somehow Gerald Brown is as well, even though he's supposed to be like the third string left outer linebacker. And he has 2 interceptions. Of course Gerald Brown has a great year when I'm practically benching him. I wonder if they changed my depth chart around. Okay, we're not going to lose much by trading Irving away. So I need a right outer linebacker and a cornerback. And I wonder if I can trade these guys for those positions instead of picks. So I guess first, let's find someone that I like. Of course, Joseph Weiss is the best cornerback in the league. And young. Oh, Fields? Fields is comparable to Wise. I doubt we can get him without giving up a lot. And he hasn't really been producing that much. I'm curious, who has the best catch? I want to see Jose Sheard's stats to see if he's racking up interceptions or not. Looks like he's averaging, over the last couple of years, averaging 3 interceptions a year, which isn't a ton, considering he has the best catch. Now, you two have the best man coverage. How many years do you have left on your deal? So you have 4 years left, and you're actually kind of cheap. Any chance you guys are interested in outer linebackers? Cummings you would be. It's not even close. Okay, I'm just curious. If I offer this 1 for 1, they should be like, yes, in a heartbeat, we will trade for him. And they're not even closely interested. Okay, so they're not giving up Scott. Alright, what about right outer linebacker? He's going to be really difficult to get. He's in the last year of his deal. Unless they've given him a new one already, which I doubt. Oh, they did. Ooh. Ooh, who was that again? It's this guy. And they need a right outer linebacker. Okay. They need a cornerback. I really hate to trade this 1-for-1 because I'm getting ripped off, but I know that there might be a chance they even decline this deal. Not even close. Like, okay. I understand if they didn't accept the deal, but for it to not even be close, it's ridiculous. Little silly. Alright, so I'm not trading for the positions I need. How about what can I get if I trade these guys away? We trade Brown away first. Does anybody actually want him? Chiefs do. I'd be more than willing to gouge the Chiefs on that. Jaguars. Chiefs. Hook me up. How bad do you really want him? I doubt they'd give me this year's first pick, or first round pick, but maybe next year. You know what? I don't mind it. You can go ahead and go to the Chiefs. You'll hurt us for a year. Maybe you hurt us for a year, but next year I get their first round pick and I hurt them for multiple years. Oh, that's nice. I love ripping off division rivals. Alright, now let's trade away Cummings here. Hold on. Before I do that, I want something legit good for Cummings because I might actually keep a hold of Cummings. Who is the worst team in the league? And my fire alarm is randomly going off, so let me take care of that and I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and stop the video so I cut out while I'm away. And it's off. Okay. Now, you're going to be like, why aren't you going and checking what why the fire alarm is going off? I can tell you right now, I know for sure there's not a fire there. Okay, so now if you hear me running and screaming, I was wrong, but I'm 99% sure that I am not wrong. All right, so Panthers and Titans are the two worst teams. Let's see if either of them need a right outer linebacker or even a cornerback. Titans need a cornerback, and Panthers need a cornerback more. just curious, because here's a little tip if you aren't trading smartly. By trading wise to these guys, it's instantly going to make them better, which means they're going to win more games. So if you look at what they have available, okay, the Titans need a cornerback more, which means he's going to make a bigger difference on the Titans team than he would on the Panthers team. Now, he's still going to be the starter for either one, but if I trade him to the Panthers, that's going to give him 2 good cornerbacks. If I trade him to the Titans, they only really have 1 good cornerback. Now, maybe having that 1 good cornerback makes them significantly better. Whereas trading him to the Panthers, they already have a good cornerback and they're not doing that great, but adding Wise would instantly make them better. Additionally, I mean, they're both bottom feeders right now, so it's not going to make a big deal. Actually, the Panthers don't have a quarterback. That's their number 1 need, which means they're probably not going to be as affected by getting a cornerback. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I'm going to be greedy, and I know I'm not going to get it, but what's this get me? Alright, there's at least a conversation being had here. Hey, I have a really young quarterback if you guys are interested. It doesn't even budge the bar. I had to check. Alright, draft picks. I have plenty of 4th round picks. Wise wasn't having a good year, so I mean, losing him's going to hurt. Actually, I'm going to give you both a 3rd and a 4th. You're going to take the later 4th. Dang. Alright, I'm getting ripped off here, but fine. Oh my goodness. I was just as close asking for the... You know, I'm just going to ask for their 1st round pick next year then too. If I have to add stuff to this. I'm not giving them a 2 and a 3, even if it is for 2 1st round picks. Actually. There. I think this will go through. No, it won't. I'm not going to give up a 3rd just to get a 3rd, though. Like, I'm definitely getting ripped off from this trade. There. Well, I got ripped off, but at least I have a high draft pick. It's projected to be a top 5 pick. As of right now, it's the number 2 pick. So how's our team looking now? I know we're going to be pretty weak at cornerback. Oh, I still have to trade Irving away. I wonder... I feel like Cummings is too good to trade away right now. I mean, technically Wise was as well. I wonder if I can package these guys together to get a good cornerback. Actually, Fields is someone I was looking at earlier. I can kind of understand that one not being close because, I mean, Cummings is a really good linebacker, but he's old. Irving would be good, and then the first round pick would be decent, so I mean, it'd be close to an even trade. Alright, at least I know I can get that guy. Let's go ahead and sign a cornerback and a free safety. Since I'm not getting someone who can help the team, I'm going to get someone who's cheap. Which is looking like Tate. Sign a right out linebacker just in case I decide to trade the one that we have. Yeah. Actually, let me sign this guy just for a moment. I may end up cutting him still, but he's actually someone who could help us for the rest of this year if I do cut or trade away Cummings. Tyquan Dixon. Alright, and go back to the Bengals. Oops, I also need to throw in picks. Let's see if this fourth is just, there is enough to get the pick or not. Nope, I have to throw in a little extra. There we go. Alright, so we have another first round pick. It's projected to be kind of high. Getting Dixon makes me feel a little more comfortable with sending Cummings out, as long as we can get something for him. kind of close. I wonder if I can do this. Really don't want to trade away that fourth because there's a couple guys that I'd like to pick there. Alright, I guess I'll trade the fourth away. Guess a fourth isn't too hard to get if I need to trade back up. And the reason I wanted to trade my first round pick away is now that I have the 2 higher picks, that's going to require more, not only salary, but also signing bonus. So trading away that 31st pick is going to save us some first round money. I could potentially miss out on someone that I really want, but it's going to save us some money, and right now that's kind of where we're hurting the most. So we traded away the 3 guys that we're going to trade away. Take a look to see if I want to trade anyone else away. I won't get anything for them. Sermons maybe. I'd like to re-sign Pearson. So let me see if I can get anything for Pearson. Or not Pearson, Sermons. Okay, so there's a bunch of yellows. Might be good for a 3rd round pick. Who needs a halfback the most? Vikings definitely need one, but it's not one of the top needs. Okay, so the Cowboys have it in their top needs. Gets me close. You know what? Let's just go ahead and load up on next year's draft. And I'll need to go sign a backup running back. All right. Now with all those changes, let's take a look through our depth chart. We are a considerably weaker team, considering we gave up the best cornerback in the league. Looks like Fitzpatrick's still hurt. And we also gave up a really good right out our linebacker. We lost depth at safety because we gave up a really good free safety. What am I doing here? There we go. Now the question is, did we get enough in return to hold down the fort? Yeah, cornerback is definitely going to hurt us, and that could be the difference between winning a Super Bowl and not winning a Super Bowl. So I kind of put financials and long-term success over immediate success. All right. So let's go ahead and continue with our season. We were 6-0. I don't expect to go too much longer undefeated because of those changes. Wow. And Chris has had a good game. Look at that. Tiquan, you'll probably retire, so I'm not about to give you money. Pearson, we have to wait till week 11 to resign you. How has he only played 146 downs? Oh my goodness. I don't know what that bug is, but it's really annoying. Right. Ah, there we go. Lost our first game, and it was to a really bad team. I think they were like 2-6 or something going into that game. So those trades finally caught up to us, because if I don't make those trades, we definitely win that game, I think. Alright. So I actually have a plan to take this guy, Ashley Gabriel, and make him our right outer linebacker. Although I'm going to have to trade up in the second round to get him, I think. So that'll take care of our linebacker. And then I need good cornerbacks, which would be these two guys. What else do I need? Positions that we're weak at there are just guys developing. So that'll pretty much address all of our needs. Half tempted not to really scout anything else, but we have so many high picks that I feel like I should at least scout the first round. I really should be progressing this guy as a speed rusher to get him the best that he can be, but he really needs that run stopping development. Let's see if we can get those finesse moves to 95. Okay, so I'll have to put at least one more point in him for speed rusher to get him to 95, and then after that I can feel comfortable building up his run stopping. only wants a 2-year deal. I need at least a 6-year deal. Let's see if that's enough. How much is that a year? 10 million? That's team friendly. I am happy with that contract. That was a very team friendly contract there. I'm not going to be re-signing those two guys, and I don't think you'll be around, so I am done with re-signing. Big game, 8-1 versus 7-2. We came out on top. Really don't care about progressing these two guys here, George Tiller and Dominic Cloud, but there's some kind of stupid bug that won't let me, with the controller, move down to the other guy that I need to progress. So I had to progress those guys or use the mouse. Guess I could have just used the mouse, but I don't know. I have no good excuses. More assholes. Seems like a lot of first rounders there. There, now all the first rounders are scouted. I do want to scout quarterbacks, especially in the later rounds, because we need a better backup quarterback than what we have. Also, I haven't seen our center progressing at all, so that's a little worrisome. Oh, he's just got hurt as well. trying to speed through this because I have an online class that starts in 10 minutes. So I'm actually probably either going to have to show up to that class late, which I mean it's fine. I'm doing pretty well in it as it is. Or B, cut this video short, or at least cut this recording short, and then come back to it after the class. Wow, none of those quarterbacks are really worth taking. I wonder if there's any of these guys that are worth taking. Not to sound irresponsible, I've been getting an A all through college, so I'm not really that worried about missing 5 minutes of class, especially since the first 5 minutes are kind of an introduction, and I've already worked like 2 weeks ahead in that class, so it's not like I'm being a bad student. Man, we got killed by the Broncos. I really do think that trading away Cummings and Wise is really going to hurt us this year. But as far as the long-term success of the franchise, it was the right move to make. I had to get something back for them. I can't lose the best cornerback in the league and not get anything back for him. Just let him walk out the door. I can't do that. And then as for the right outer linebacker, Cummings, yeah, I could have afforded to keep him, but signing that other linebacker actually allowed us to not get hurt as much by losing him. Oh, you know what? I think it was the other guy. It was Hestet. I needed to upgrade at rusher. At rusher. I need to upgrade his run stopping. Darn it, but oh well. So yeah, I mean, it hurts a lot, but I couldn't afford to just not just get anything back for them. That was almost like I could afford to lose them and not get anything back less than I could afford to re-sign them. When are you scheduled to come back? Playoffs. We really need you on the field, but I don't need you getting hurt again. I think we'll have a first round bye, so maybe that gives some time to come back before. Oh, no. Whoa, what am I doing? Whoa, pay attention. Alright, just got a couple more here, beginning of the second round, just to make sure I have, I wanted to scout quarterbacks further down the line, see if maybe there are any hidden gems. Probably not, but it doesn't hurt to at least check. Alright, let's get through this Browns game healthy. If we do, then I think we'll head into our first playoff game with a fully healthy team. Which usually when we get to the playoffs, especially when we make our deep runs, usually not the case. We had a 12-win season. That's enough to get us that first round bye we definitely needed. doing okay time-wise, so let me go ahead and show off the season stats. So Nick Garrett, now this is the kind of year I want out of a quarterback. Almost 5,000 yards passing. I won't get greedy and want 5,000, though if we get 5,000 I'll be very happy. Almost 40 touchdowns and still under 10 interceptions. That makes me very happy. So this is a very good year by Nick Garrett. Rushing the ball, Fitzpatrick was hurt for a good chunk of the season. It looks like he missed 5 games. So our run game was kind of weak this year. Receiving the ball, we had 3,000-yard receivers, not named Aiden Andrews. Though he was close to 1,000 yards. Let's give him that much. Only 3 touchdowns, though. With his big body, he's a red zone target. He should be getting more touchdowns. But 3,000-yard receivers. In fact, our tight end led the team in receiving yards. Our slot receiver led the team in touchdowns. So yeah, it was a really good year for us passing the ball. So that West Coast power with that Chicago playbook did do quite a bit for us. Defensively, now these numbers are going to be a little off because we traded away 2 big pieces halfway through the season. Cummings probably would have been our leading tackler. Wise probably would have had a couple interceptions. But it looks like Anthony Coles made a smooth transition to left outer linebacker, leading the team with 90 tackles. Easley stepped up, which we needed him to. Got 90 tackles, no interceptions, unfortunately. But how about sacks? We did okay on sacks, not as good as I would like, but we did okay. And we did not force many interceptions. So, how about fumbles? We had 2 forced fumbles and 3 interceptions. So we didn't force many turnovers. You know what? Let me look at how many punt returns we had, because I bet we had a bunch. Or no, we didn't. We only had 23 punt returns throughout the year, apparently. So, I don't know. I guess maybe we were just outscoring the other team that many times. Okay, let's look at the stats that really matter. Oops. Okay, so we had the most points per game. That usually helps with winning. And we were 13th for points allowed. So our offense carried us quite a bit this year. Also, losing those 2 players probably hurt quite a bit. We'll find out here in the playoffs just how much it hurt, though. If we had a good run game, it would help our defense out more because we'd be able to keep the other team's offense off the field longer. I really just wanted to get that guy to 80 overall. And how did he not have 500 downs played this season? What is going on that we are not using a middle linebacker? I mean, he's literally the best linebacker we have. I guess Anthony Coles maybe is a little better. But why isn't he on the field? Alright, and we are healthy, I believe. Whoops, that's not the button I wanted, or the screen I wanted. No, we're not. Our free safety is hurt and probably done for the year. So our secondary is going to be weak. Let's see how much that affects us. We won our first game. Nice, we won that game, so we're in the Super Bowl against Dallas. Getting a little excited. You need run stopping. Yes. Look at our rookie getting good. Still not as good as we need him to be. He's getting there. And darn it, I wanted to put a point in his slot. Alright, yearly awards. Nick Garrett finished third in MVP, and Pinto finished third in Coach of the Year. He's a rookie coach. He went 12-4. He should have been Coach of the Year. Alright. Did we win any awards? Nick Garrett won Best Quarterback. We had first and second for Best Offensive Line, with Chris Knox getting the award. Oh, any of our former guys win anything? Nope. Alright, so we won a couple awards. I think we should have probably won more, but that's okay. Alright, what do we need that I can scout for? Oh yeah, I was scouting undrafted quarterbacks. So yeah, all of them are gonna be pretty bad. Alright, did we win the Super Bowl? Yeah! Won the Super Bowl. 3-time Super Bowl champions. So those trades ultimately actually didn't hurt us, and we still got things for the future, so it paid off. I'm giving myself a pat on the back right now. Let me go ahead and... Oh, those are all practice squad guys. Got a couple down here that aren't. Alright, and actually, you know what? I am going to go ahead and get to my class now that we have made it to this point. I'll finish taking care of everything else offline, and then be back with you tomorrow with the next video. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.